Target destroyed.
Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I was wrong about Modern Warfare 22. My initial reaction was that the game sucked and that it was dog shit. That was premature and fucking cringe of me. So here, after playing about 30 hours total of the game, that includes completing the campaign, playing through some co-op, and having my fair share of multiplayer, this is my completed thoughts of the game. So we're going to start with co-op, or not fucking co-op, we're going to start with the campaign, then we're going to talk about co-op, and then we're going to jump into the multiplayer. So when it comes to the campaign, this is a 10 out of 10 Call of Duty campaign, the best COD campaign ever that I've personally played. There's some that I haven't, blah 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 blah. You're gonna get in your feels because I don't respect the certain campaign. I don't care. If you've played this, you've made it through to the end, you see the ending, the relationship between the characters like Ghost and Soap, the little banter they have about halfway through the story, it's immaculate. And I think on its own, the story could probably, I'd say the story itself is worth like $50 at least, just the campaign itself. And then you throw in the co-op and the multiplayer. The campaign is amazing. There's a lot that I do want to talk about, but I don't want to spend too much time, so I'll try to make it snappy. It's not your typical campaign gameplay. Like, one, the difficulty is fucking hard, okay? Like, off rip, you choose regular difficulty, you're playing on veteran on any other campaign. Any other campaign, the regular mode on this is like veteran. I don't even want to try fucking veteran on this, because regular, you're getting killed in 3-4 shots. Veteran, you breathe too hard, you probably have a stroke in the campaign. And then there's also the variety in mission gameplay. So it's not always just run and gun, fucking kill dudes and then cutscene and get out. Like, that was like every other Call of Duty. But this, you have these cooler missions where you're in the mountains, picking off dudes in a compound before you go in. And then you get the one of the best missions I've ever played in Call of Duty, with the best banter between Ghost and Soap. This mission where it introduces the Last of Us type of crafting mechanic, where you have to craft smoke bombs to get through enemies or mines and shit like that to distract them and whatnot. It's an immaculate mission, probably the best mission in the game. Like, the campaign is so damn good. If you have the game and you're just playing it for multiplayer, you're really missing out, because the campaign is amazing. And on top of that, completing each mission will give you stuff. Like, certain missions will give you a calling card or an emblem. You'll also get double XP for levels or weapon XP just from playing the campaign. So it's worth going through. So if you have the game, do yourself a favor and please play the campaign. It's amazing. I don't want to get too strung up on it, but the campaign is immaculate. From the characters to the story to the gameplay to the difficulty, the campaign itself is worth the price of the game. And co-op, it's better than Spec Ops, but not better than Zombies. And I don't think it's quite on the innovative level as Extinction was for Call of Duty Ghosts. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. I think co-op has a lot of potential. As long as they don't neglect it, as long as they add more and more missions throughout the year, I think co-op can probably end up being one of the best kind of third mode Call of Duty things, like you know, like Spec Ops, Zombie. Like, it could be one of the best. Definitely not better than Zombies. I think nothing beats Zombies. I think it's just it's too good. But co-op, hey, if they don't neglect it, they keep updating it, and if they make it so that you can go in with 2 or 3 or 4 people, then I think this could really, really improve the overall value of this game as a whole. Because going in with you and a friend is fun. You going with you, a friend, another friend, and another friend, that shit is fucking hilarious. And I'd love to see it. It would be amazing to see. Hopefully, I pray they do not neglect this mode when Warzone and DMZ come out. Because if they just give this mode a little bit of attention, there's so much potential. So much potential with this mode. And I really hope. That's all there is to say. You know, it's not bad, it's not amazing, but it has a lot of potential. And I hope that they capitalize on that as much as possible. Alright, and now we're on to the multiplayer. I'm going to try not to ramble on, because it's like the 3rd time I've tried to record this part for the multiplayer, and I keep rambling. I'm doing it right now. But multiplayer, along with co-op, has a lot of potential. Right now, multiplayer, the biggest thing holding it back is the maps. The maps, in my personal opinion, are not good. There's maybe 2 maps that I don't know the name of, but I'll put them on screen, that I enjoy playing. And that's kind of saying a lot, because usually, you know, like older Call of Duty games, they have good maps coming out right out the gate. Like way back in the day when we was getting DLC maps, I feel like the DLC maps were worse than the maps that dropped with the game. But that's just me. But here, I really hope that when Season 1 comes along, we can get Shipment or some other small map that'll make the games go by much faster. Because right now, 100 kill team deathmatch game can take up to like 10 minutes. But I'm like Modern Warfare 2019, you go into Shipment, and what? That shit's done in like 1:40 seconds. I had one game playing with the boys, and 100 kill team deathmatch on Shipment went like 43 seconds. I blinked and the game was done. But here it's taken so long to finish the games, which is in turn making camos longer to get done. Leveling up guns is taking longer because the matches are taking longer. And once again, with potential, I feel like it just has a lot of potential. But you know, some guns are stronger than others, but like multiplayer is, that's the way it goes. Guns will get nerfed, guns will get buffed, the meta will change, guns will get introduced. You know how it goes. I don't need to explain this. While I have it in my mind, the camo grind this year is extremely enjoyable. Every gun only has 4 camos, and then once you get the 4 camos, you have to do a challenge to unlock gold. You go to the rest of the guns, you do the same thing, and then you come back to the gun for the challenge on platinum, and then you get it. I don't have to explain it. You've probably watched other people talk about it. If you're watching this video, you're probably a fucking idiot just like me, so we can be friends. But what does that have to do with anything? I don't know. The camos are enjoyable this year. I never grind camos. Even on the games that I really enjoyed, I never grinded camos. But on this, I'm not grinding, but I'm enjoying my time getting some camos. Usually I don't, but with this, it's fairly enjoyable the way that they've done it. I think it's probably one of the best changes they have in multiplayer this year. And on the topic of changes, the perk system, the way the perks work, I don't hate it. I think some people hate it. I don't know. I don't really follow anyone that plays it. I don't really care that much. But personally, I don't hate it. I kind of like when they do different things with perks, kind of like what they did in Call of Duty Ghosts, which I wish they'd bring that back, because that was an amazing system. But I guess they're just gonna scrap everything they did with that game. Another change, the gunsmith. I don't think there's that big of a change. They have this new tuning mode that you can go into, but as of right now, I don't even think that really works. So other than that, I think the gunsmith is the exact same it's been the last 3 games. You go back to Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, didn't play too much Vanguard, but those 2 games at least, The gunsmith feels essentially the exact same, but right now there's the family tree, I guess you could say, of guns. You have to use one gun, get it to a certain level to unlock another gun, and then use that gun and get it to a certain level to unlock the next gun, and use that gun to get it, you know what I mean? And it keeps going down a family tree type of thing. At first, I hated it, but now I've kind of already grown to it. It's not that big a deal. If you're just naturally playing the game and using different guns, then it is what it is. It's not that bad. I don't really know what else to say about multiplayer other than it kind of just has potential to be one of the best, if not the best, multiplayer of any Call of Duty. And this has potential to be one of the best Call of Duties ever made, period. From the campaign being a 10 out of 10 experience, to co-op having immense potential, multiplayer having immense potential, and then we got Warzone coming back with Warzone 2. Personally, I don't really like Warzone, but from what I heard, I'll probably dabble in Warzone a bit, which is kind of saying a lot because I never really liked it, but I'll definitely be playing Warzone in Warzone 2. And then you got DMZ, the Call of Duty Escape from Tarkov-esque mode. And I pray to the gods that this mode, I pray that they give it as much love and care as they do Warzone, which, now that I'm thinking about it, they need to give it more love and care than that, because I don't think they like Warzone. I think they just do it for money. But DMZ mode, a lot of potential. I pray that it's good. I haven't really looked too much into it, but when it drops, I'll definitely be playing it, along with Warzone runs with the boys for a bit. But that's all I really have to say about this game. My judgment of the game prior, in that little tiki-taki that I made, was premature and kind of cringe. I maybe had like 2 hours in the game, but now, experiencing everything the game has to offer so far, I can definitely say this is one of the better Call of Duties ever made. I think it's probably the best out of the recent 4. To me, at least, I think this is better than 2019. But that's just my opinion, okay? Don't go in the comments and tell me my opinion is wrong. That doesn't make any sense. Your opinion can't be wrong. That's why it's an opinion, not a fact, okay? So just, take that in. Anyways, and then Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 will always be up there for me because nostalgia reasons, but this game has a lot of potential. I don't really know what else to say. The game has a lot of potential. If you have the game and you haven't played the story mode, you are slacking. You're robbing yourself of a great experience. Co-op with a friend is also a good experience. Get off of multiplayer and do the other shit the game has to offer. That's why you paid damn near $100 Canadian, or what, $80 American. Experience the whole game.